I went straight back into it. Welcome to episode 20 of my vlog, where I just go around documenting things that I'm lifting because I record all this footage and don't do anything with it. So I decided to make this vlog. Whilst I have your attention, smash that like and subscribe button, as well as in the description below, there's a link for some sweet merch. I'm not wearing it right now because it's all in the wash. That's how much I love it. I wear it all the time. So when I wear it, I can't because I've already worn it. On the cards tonight, as you can see in front, we've got some wagon wheels out, which means I'm prepping for Static Monsters at the end of October. At this stage, I have no plans of intending to compete at the World Championship next year. I just enjoy doing wagon wheel deadlifts because it looks awesome, and doing some log pressing. Also, this is my transition into the off season. With the competitions I'm picking, it's purely deadlifting and log press competitions so that I can train everything else while still having a purpose, because I need to have something to train for, otherwise I feel lost. That's my plan at the moment. 2 easy comps, easy, relatively speaking. Go as hard as I want to push. And that'll wrap up the end of my year. How good is this mood lighting? Just the other day, just before I got home from Ireland, that light glow blue. I haven't got around to replacing yet, so just embracing the home gym dungeon life now as opposed to the home gym master race life. That's what it feels like, a bit of a dank dungeon right now. But it's the tone for the grungy lifting, per se. I don't know where I'm going with this, I just wanted to elaborate about the mood lighting. It will get fixed. Yeah, I see my pretty face a bit better. All the different shadows and stuff. I digress. Moving on to some deficit axle deadlifts, because after we do some cheating deadlifts at a really high height, we have to offset it by doing some really low lows. So I got about, I think it's an inch, maybe a little bit more of deficit there. Either way, it's garbage. It all sucks. It's on an axle, it doesn't bend. But we're doing it. Build up that lower back. I'll find I'm doing this variation. We've got some close feet. With my toes point out on about a 45-degree angle or thereabouts. It really hits this section on my lower back that tends to be the bit that claps out normally. So I discovered this variation a number of weeks ago and figured this would be a good time to implement it whilst I'm doing a lot of deadlifting to see if I can get it really strong and remove that weak link, because typically with conventional it's the spot that gives me the grief the most, which is why I struggle to pull off the floor, but I'm really good from the knees. See if it fixes it. It is a theory, I'm experimenting. You might have noticed we fixed the light today. because, well, a retarded silhouette doesn't look that great on camera, even though I recorded most of my session yesterday. Back at it, day 2 for Stack Monsters prep. So we've got strict log and some assistance work. Potentiated to warm up, just try and get the body sorted. After doing some ab wheels yesterday afternoon, last night, I should say, midsection is definitely a bit more fried than I'm used to. So they're definitely going to stay because they hurt, and that makes sense. So getting after it, working up to a triplet of about 75% or thereabouts, and then just assistance work after that. That's all of the log press for this session finished. In total, 10 sets, 3 reps, varying between strict and push. With my push press, I'm taking this opportunity at the start of this prep to slow it right down, clean every rep, make that thoracic extension when I go to push really deliberate and drawn out. Because that, from what a lot of the best log presses say, is key to a big log press, is being able to maintain that really proud chest position for a prolonged period of time, because that's where it's the most advantageous. The moment you take your head through the window is where you have the potential to change your line of your log press. And if you change the line, typically you miss lifts. Same with when I see numerous people with their dip and drive the log, they drop their elbows with the dip, and that throws their line off as well. So taking the opportunity to make all of the key pieces incredibly deliberate, drill that so it's nice and tight and get those extra reps with the cleans, and hammer the muscles that actually do the log press with the hope of putting something up as a PR come Static Monsters. That is the plan. I've had many plans before, some of them go well, some of them don't. But now all that's out of the way, moving on to some accessory work or assistance work, depending on what terminology you feel like using. Simply going along the lines of just some heavy tricep extensions and some heavy face pulls, and that's the session done. I found that these have got fantastic carryover for me. There are a number of exercises I recommend for tricep development. Heavy tricep pushdowns with that exaggerated eccentric I find are really helpful. In the same boat for me personally are JM presses for tricep tendon and dead stock tricep extensions, because again, it's another movement you can really overload, and if you can't pick it up, it just stays on the floor, so it's safe as houses. And they're the movements I like, that are really safe, they can push really heavy. Anywho, I've waffled too long, do my assistance work, call it a night, get some restful sleep. One of the things I've decided I want to chase during this off season is enlarging my quadriceps because I feel like I'm lacking in that department. Get some big juicy thighs that girls are envious of even. So for that, I've already warmed up with 100 squats. Now I'm doing a 10 by 10 with a high bar so I get as much stretch through the quad as possible. It's getting spicy, but I'm enjoying it. Hope you enjoy watching it too. Let's see if I'm feeling this joyous at the end of the 10 sets. Got to rep GSP Promotions. After all, I did a fantastic job putting on Natural Strongman Worlds in Galway, Ireland. And for those of you who haven't checked it out yet, I have a vlog number 19, in case you're wondering, that goes through my time in Ireland. Beautiful country, very green, very wet, and that's summer. I digress. Can't remember the last time I did 10 by 10 on squats. It was tough, particularly towards the end, especially after doing the warm-ups that I'm doing now to get that extra level of volume in. Make sure I'm as conditioned as possible, given this is my off season, with a couple of deadlift competitions, as I have mentioned before. So now that the 100 reasonably weighted squats are out of the way, moving on to some Romanian deadlifts. I'm glad I had a rest day yesterday, because I don't think I could have. Well, I don't think. I definitely know I wouldn't have been able to hit this session with the same intensity yesterday as I have today. I wanted high volume and I gave myself high volume. Moved a total of 19 tonnes. Needless to say, I'm tired. I'm ready for a shower and bed. It's been a big day. This whole coming off leave thing, back into reality, definitely a rude shock, because now my day is absorbed with work that I haven't had to do for the last 8 weeks. Just gotta find that routine again. That's all. But yeah, fact of the matter, session's done. Lots of squats, lots of hinging, lots of tonnage moved. And given it's only week 1 of this prep, it's only going to go up. Hopefully I can keep up. Because at the end of the day, when you're young, it's what you can recover from. When you're older, not saying I'm old to whoever watches this, but as you get older, the principle is what you can recover from and what you can tolerate. So if there are movements that make certain body parts pissy, find alternatives. For instance, my knees are pissy right now. Can tolerate squats. At the end of the session, couldn't tolerate lunges, weighted or unweighted. That's what you can tolerate. Getting some delightful variation today in the form of a close grip bench with a deadlift bar, because that makes sense. And going to be doing some log press strict from the rack with chains, which is something I haven't done before. But I was speaking to one of the boys when I was overseas about different training things and methodologies and how we could overload the log. And one of those conclusions we came to is bands, yeah, cool, but chains. It's one thing I've been looking at going, oh, I should try it. Today I'm actually going to try it. So I'm going to throw some chains on the log in the rack, see what we can do. Should be a lot of fun. Should suck, which makes it fun. So yeah, we'll get after it. Just a few more sets of this. Got 80 on the bar right now. Not sure what I'm working up to. I'm just going to be doing sets of 10 until I can't do 10, essentially. Now that the strict log in the rack is done, I do have some tweaking to do just to tidy it up and get the effect I'm after. From today, the chains weren't at the right height for the weight that I had. What I'll probably do in the future is just adjust it so I've got more chain on the floor, which in turn will have less starting weight. Because today there's a little bit too much starting weight with how much fatigue I've already accumulated throughout the week. Particularly in my quads from last night, they're still pretty hammered. So I'll adjust the chains. I'll probably be waving through chains and bands, that sort of stuff. And then the other aspect of strict log in the rack is getting that log out and in safely. It's quite the challenge, particularly doing it by myself. But on the upside, I didn't crush any kids. So that's a win. Keeps the wife happy. Moving on to some assistance work, taking the form of additional tricep and midsection drills, mainly focusing on that rotation because it gets neglected. And well, I've found that my weak point's typically triceps, so just add some more volume through the triceps should definitely help. And the session done, onto some strongman Saturdays or Sunday, depending on what day I decide to do it. Hopefully tomorrow. Which is more about skill acquisition as opposed to killing myself, because I still need to deadlift Monday on the axle, which is more of a neural lift, as opposed to pulling it full reps and reps and reps, work and recover. It's already past my floor max, the weights are moving. So I need to try and ensure I recover from that.